Okay, baby, what are you? Are you a baby boy or a baby girl? That is the question. Right now, I'd say that you have the upper hand on this one because you have a pretty foolproof hiding place. But I am not without my methods of discovering whether you are a boy or a girl. Fortunately, for my sake, I have some very scientific methods of proving whether or not I am carrying a baby boy or a baby girl. And these methods are referred to as old wives' tales. 26 old wives' tales to be exact. And I'd say by the end of this, I should have a pretty good idea of whether or not I am carrying a baby boy or a baby girl. So, let's get into it. Old wives' tale number 1, the baking soda test. Now, the theory for this one goes, you put a couple tablespoons of baking soda into a glass, you pour some of your urine in it. For the sake of full disclosure, I used first morning urine. If the urine fizzes, then it's a boy, and if it does not fizz, like beer, it is a girl. So I will insert a picture of my result right here. As you can see, that was a very clear girl result. There was no fizz whatsoever. I poured that pee on top of that baking soda and nothing, not a single reaction whatsoever. So that is 1 point for the girl. All right, old wives' tale number 2, the red cabbage test. All right, this is another one that involves urine. I used that same first batch of urine that I used for the baking soda. For this one, you take a red cabbage and boil it for about 10-15 minutes until the water gets to be that deep red color. And the idea is if you pour equal parts of the cabbage water with your urine, if the mixture remains the same color, then it's a girl. And if it changes color to pink, then it's a boy. I will go ahead and insert a picture of my result right here. As you can see, that's another very clear girl result, so that is 2 points for the baby girl. Number 3, I checked out the Chinese gender chart online. And this one I found a website where you type in you know, the year you were born, the year you conceived, and then it calculated it for me. And it told me that I was having a baby girl. So that is 3 points for the baby girl. So far, it's looking like baby might be a baby girl. The next old wives' tale I did was the Mayan gender predictor. And for that one, you take the mother's age plus the month of conception. For me, both of those happen to be odd numbers, which means that my result is a girl. So that's now 4-0 to the girls. All right, the next old wives' tale is the heart rate test. Now, I've had an ultrasound at 8 weeks and at 13 weeks, and I've been to the doctor twice where she's used the Doppler. So all 4 times that I've heard my baby's heartbeat, it's been in the upper 160 region. The old wives' tale says if the heartbeat is above 140, it's a girl, and if it's below 140, it's a boy. So yet again, another test that would indicate that I am having a girl. All right, the next one, the shape of my belly. This one says that if you have a big round belly that's sort of high up, it's a girl, and if you're carrying low and sort of straight out, it's a boy. For this one, I guess it's a matter of opinion, but I'd say that I'm carrying high and very far out. So yet again, another result that would indicate girl. All right, the next old wives' tale has to do with acne. For this one, I don't know, I think it's a little sexist. They say that girls steal the mother's beauty, and boys make the mother more beautiful. So if you're experiencing more breakouts than usual, then that would indicate that you're having a girl. Well, I am indeed having breakouts like I don't usually when I'm not pregnant. So yet again, we're 7-1 at this point, another girl result. The next old wives' tale has to do with cravings. Now, I have to say Now that I'm in my second trimester, I haven't really had a ton of cravings, but I did have a few cravings in my first trimester, and this one says if your cravings are more sweet, then you're having a baby girl, and if you're craving sour or savory foods, then it's a baby boy. Well, I definitely was craving savory, salty, sour foods, so finally we've got 1 point for the baby boy. All right, the next one. This one was really bizarre. It's called the eye test, and you're supposed to pull down your eye like that and look at the shape of the vein underneath your eyelid right there, and if it has the shape of a V, then it means it's a girl. Well, I did that, and mine was not the shape of a V, so yes, another one for the boys. All right, the next one has to do with how moody you've been in this pregnancy. This is another one that I think is sexist, because the old wives' tale says that if you've been super emotional and moody, you're having a girl, and if you've been chilling out, even keel, haven't been all emotional or hormonal, then you're having a boy. Well, for this one, I definitely say I've had moments, but overall, I don't feel super emotional like the stereotypical pregnant woman who cries over anything. So I'm going to go ahead and call this one a boy result. All right, girl result, or boys are catching up on you. All right, the next one is the dream test. So this one says that if you dream of having a baby, either one sex or the other, then it means in reality you're having the opposite of what you dreamt. So I had a dream when I was in my first trimester that I gave birth to a beautiful baby boy. So according to this old wives' tale, I am having a baby girl. All right, another one for the girls. The next one has to do with whether or not I've been clumsy or graceful. This one says that if you're more clumsy when you're pregnant, then you're carrying a boy, and if you are very, very graceful, then you're having a girl. And I have definitely noticed that I've been more clumsy, because I am not usually clumsy. I am pretty careful with what I do, and I have definitely been more clumsy than usual. So this one also would indicate boy. All right, the side that I sleep on. This one says that if you prefer sleeping on your left side, then you're having a boy. And for this one, I thought I was intrigued, because before I got pregnant, I have always been a right side sleeper, always preferred my right side. And ever since I got pregnant, around, week, 9 or 10, I definitely started preferring my left side. And ever since then, I have switched, and I have become a left side sleeper. So this old wives' tale would indicate that I'm having a boy. The next one has to do with whether or not the dad has gained weight. I don't know what my husband's weight gain can tell me about the gender of the baby, but we're going to go with it. This one says that if the dad has gained weight, then it's a girl, and if there's been no weight gain, then it's a boy. My husband has definitely not gained any weight. He's got a great bod. In my opinion, it's only getting better every day, so I guess this result would indicate that we're having a baby boy. The next one is the breast test. Ooh, we're going to talk about boobies. This one says that if your left breast is larger, then you're having a girl, and if the right breast is larger, you're having a boy. I'm sorry to say that this one was completely inconclusive to me, because I cannot tell a difference in size on either side. I cannot tell. If one side's bigger than the other, I cannot tell. So this one is going to go down as inconclusive. All right, the next one has to do with mom's intuition. Mom meaning me, that's me. All right, so my intuition from the very beginning has been that this is a boy. I feel like it's a boy. Every time I think about it, I think of it as being a boy. I just have a sense that I'm carrying a baby boy. So if we're going with mom's intuition, then this one would mean that I'm having a little baby boy. I also included dad's intuition on here because I thought, why not? If you're asking for my guess, why not ask for my husband's guess? So dad's intuition is also that it's a baby boy. I guess both of us, I don't know, there's just something. It feels like we're having a son. And we could be completely surprised. I don't know. And in case you were wondering, no, neither of us have a preference. We do not care either way if it's a boy or a girl. But we both have feelings that this is a boy. All right, the next one, morning sickness. This one is easy for me because, so the old wives' tale says that if you were really, really sick, had a lot of morning sickness, then you're carrying a girl. And if you were not sick, then you're carrying a boy. I hardly had any morning sickness whatsoever. I had maybe a few moments where I felt something kind of like nausea, but it was almost not noticeable. So this one I would definitely say is another boy result. So the boy points are creeping up on the girl points. All right, the next one, oh no, why did I do this one? The next one is the areola test. More boobies. This one says that if they've become very dark, darker than usual, then you're having a boy, and if they have not darkened in color or appearance, then you're having a girl. So this one, mine have not changed. They look the same to me as they did before I was pregnant, so I'm going to go ahead and say they are not any darker, which would indicate that I'm having a baby girl. All right, the next one, another question about cravings. This one says if you've been craving protein, that you're craving a boy. Okay, this one's also easy for me because I definitely, throughout my whole pregnancy, have been craving protein. I usually, say I have a sweet tooth normally, and I crave sweets. Now, I'm a type 1 diabetic, so I can't always give in to my cravings, but normally I crave sweets. But since I've been pregnant, I have definitely been craving protein. And I'll tell you, I'm not a big meat eater usually, but since I've been pregnant, I have been craving hamburgers, like hamburger meat and beef, which is very strange. So this one too, I would definitely say is a boy result. All right, the next one has to do with the temperature of my feet. Yes, this is very scientific, people, okay? This is going to tell me whether or not I'm having a boy or a girl. This one says if you have cold feet, that it's a boy, and if your feet are not cold, then it's a girl. Well, this one's funny because actually I noticed a definite difference when I got pregnant. Like, it was actually probably one of my first signs of pregnancy before I even had a positive pregnancy test. Suddenly my feet were cold, like all over the place. And ever since then, I've just had cold feet, like way colder than usual. So that is a definite boy result. It's another boy. All right, next, headaches. This one says if you've suffered from a lot of headaches, you're having a boy, and no headaches means you're having a girl. I'm going to go ahead and call this one inconclusive as well because I have not had a ton of headaches. I know people who had headaches during pregnancy and they were constant, they're really, really bad. I have not had a ton of headaches. However, I'm not someone who normally gets headaches, and since being pregnant, I have had a handful of headaches. So I've gotten a few more than I usually would, but definitely have not been suffering from regular headaches. So I'm going to go ahead and call this one inconclusive as well. The next one, baby names. Okay, it says if you have a name for a boy, then it's going to be a girl. And if you have a name picked out for a girl, then it's going to be a boy. So my husband and I have definitely had a very difficult time talking about boy names. We have no idea. I mean, we're kind of torn when it comes to names. Like, I'm clueless. I feel like this baby could possibly be born without a name, and maybe the naming thing will have to wait until after it's born. So if I'd say I had a name picked out, I do have a girl's name that I like. I'm not sure if I'd use it, but I do have a girl's name that I like. So I'm going to go ahead and say that this is a boy result since we cannot agree on a boy's name. All right, the next one has to do with the color of my urine. Okay, more urine, boobies and urine. There's a theme to this video. All right, this one says if you have bright yellow urine, then you're having a boy, and if it's dull yellow, then it's a girl. I've noticed that my urine has been more dull in appearance, so I'm going to go ahead and call this one a girl result. All right, family history, the next one. Basically, what happened in our families? What did our moms have? Well, both me and my husband, both moms had boys first. My husband's an only child, so she only had a boy. And then my mom had 2 boys and then me, and then a girl. So she had 2 boys and a girl. So if we're going based on family history, that would mean that this baby has no choice but to be a little baby boy. All right, and finally, the ring test. Now, this is the famous old wives' tale where you tie a piece of thread. I used sewing thread to my wedding ring, and you let it dangle and hang over your belly. And if it goes back and forth in a pendulum motion, it's a boy, and if it goes in a circle, it's a girl. At least that's what the sources I read, that's what it said. This is one of those old wives' tales that's inconsistent, and I hear people saying both, that if it's a circle, it's a boy, and a pendulum, it's a girl. But for me, I'm going with the back and forth motion, it's a boy, and in a circle, it's a girl. For me, it definitely went back and forth in a pendulum motion, so that would indicate that I'm having a baby boy. And in total, out of those 26 old wives' tales that I did, we have 10 points for a baby girl, 2 points for inconclusive, so 2 that I'm just going to go ahead and throw out, and 14 points for the boy. So based on my very scientific research methods, I'm going to declare that this baby, I know it's trying to hide from me in there, but I have my ways of knowing, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and call this one a baby boy. Obviously, I have no idea what I'm carrying, and I'm not going to know until I have my anatomy scan at 21 weeks. So that's coming up pretty soon here, and as soon as I find out the gender of my baby, I will film a gender reveal video, and you guys will all find out too. So I hope you like this video, and please go ahead and leave your guesses down below. It'll be really fun for me to see what you think I'm having, either based on these old wives' tales or just based on your intuition, or just take a 50-50 guess. Do you think I'm having a boy, or do you think I'm having a girl? It'd be really fun for me to see what you guys think. So thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!